Welcome to Unknown Worlds Videocast number 4. Today is Friday, August 15th, and I'm Charlie.
Hey, Cory. How's it going?
And we're here to tell you about the automated siege cannon, otherwise known as, well, sieges in S1.
So these are just the brainstorming ones to start with. The first one here, you can see this was the first of the brainstorming phase here. I tried with wheels, little motorcycle-y. For gameplay purposes, we want the cannon to be able to move and then stop and fire. We felt that when this one would like stop, it looks like it would
just
like,
fall over.
So
like
I mean, I had like worked in some stabilizers that would pop down, but even so, it's still
kickstand.
I
think if we had a kickstand, it would just feel like really rinky-dink.
Yeah.
It looks like it's meant to go really fast, and like you said, it looks unstable. And the last thing we want is like really fast mobile siege cannons, because then it would be totally ridiculous to have them flying around the map real fast and blowing up everything. So, but I do like the elegance of it and the simplicity of it.
Okay, so number 2 was obviously one big thing was moving from wheels to treads, because I wanted to explore a bunch of options. It would have panels that open up, things that move, just to make that animation exciting and interesting, like when, you know, the player is standing there and they see this thing deploy.
Yeah. It's a dramatic high.
Yeah,
hopefully.
So some of the things people didn't respond so well on this one was this front part opens up and pops down and is like a stabilizer to help it when it fires in the recoil. But
I think
some people thought it was
pretty dorky.
Skidoo. So
yeah, but what I do like, besides the dorky ski, I don't know, just the overall shape, and it just looks like it packs a punch, I guess.
One advantage of this design from the programming side is that it can actually would be able to like spin in place. So like when it turns, it would just rotate. So with this one, it's kind of I was thinking of even like the skulk a little bit.
This profile looks kind of similar.
I just didn't want it to be, you know, just treads with a gun on top. They actually have some of these automated gun robot things that I think they've got some even in Iraq that they were trying out. And they're pretty much just like, it's like treads and then they take like an actual gun and just like jam
like
it on
a soldier's gun and like weld it on top.
So, I mean, you know, they have some interesting things going on. I mean, I looked at a lot of those for reference, but in the end, it just doesn't have kind of the visual pizzazz, I guess, of what I get from this. So.
Pizzazz, the fifth pillar.
The fifth pillar, yeah.
One thing that we all love, though, is really small, is this little socket on here, which seems like such a little detail, but like the idea that the TSA would like personalize their siege cannons was really appealing to us.
This was, again, another version with 4 treads now, and one of the things I liked about this design was
deployment.
Both the deployment and also I like these front treads a lot because they would be very maneuverable. So this thing, we're thinking, you know, maybe it needs to go upstairs in one of the, you know, the rooms or something. So those treads would be able to move and allow it to, you know, traverse various, you know, elevations like that.
It's strange designing a tank for the indoors.
Yeah.
Which is basically what this is.
Exactly.
Actually, one thing I really like about this one is, I mean, I don't know if it's good or bad, but it looks a little bit less like a gun and a little bit more like some kind of like electronic device. And I think this started the path to the final concept piece, which is that it's really not a ballistic weapon. It's not shooting bullets. It's not shooting like any projectiles at all. It's an electronic weapon, or it's like magnetic or nuclear, energy-based, something that's like different than a regular gun.
So taking all that feedback, I went and did a final pass on it, tried to incorporate as much of the elements that I liked and that other people liked, and came up with this final design. I think one of the problems I had with a lot of the other designs and in general trying to work through the gameplay aspect was, again, that aspect where it should stop and fire and not be able to fire while moving. So with some of these other designs, the gun was kind of big and armored up, and it didn't really have a reason why it would need to stop and fire.
Why does it need to transform?
Yeah, why does it need to transform? You know, so I mean, it's cool to transform, but at the same time, like, why would they build something that's that complicated?
Right.
So this one I think makes a little more sense because it has, when you see the weapon inside, it's this sort of, it looks kind of like this a new experimental energy base, you know, weapon that they've just designed is really powerful. It can do crazy stuff, but
see
at
all
the
these,
same
like,
time, it's you see all the exposed workings of it. It's
Right.
very delicate.
Yeah, there's like no case on the outside of
you
it.
have, like wires and
There's
cables,
like sensitive wires and like maybe even like liquid going between like the barrel and some other part of the
Right.
thing.
It's large enough that it feels like it's a massive cannon. It's going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not too huge. You can have several of these moving through a hallway
Yeah.
without too many problems. Maybe players will be able to jump on top of it and go along for the
Like
ride.
ride on
Just
it.
fun little things like that people always like to do in games, just goofing around and stuff. So we think it's going to achieve what we want. It's pretty complicated. It'll have a lot of interesting animations with parts that pop out, open up, unfold.
I think it's going to be dramatic when it is deployed in combat, and I think it's going to like change the whole, kind of change the battleground when it happens. So that's the Siege Cannon. Hopefully this gives you a little insight into how kind of the concept, and actually to an extent the gameplay, evolves from these high-level ideas. And hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback, and we'll keep giving you more of these. Bye.
See you.